Hello and welcome to the channel. Today's topic is going to be something I'm very interested in. It's something I was very into, these past few years before I started shifting my things to doing just regular commentary and everything. And that's gacha games. Today we are diving deep into the absolute craziest times gacha communities completely lost their minds, breaking down the psychological traps that make these games so terrifyingly effective. And I'm going to be completely honest with you, there's really only two factors that really go into this kind of thing. It's gambling and anime waifus. That's literally all it is. If anyone's saying that they play this game for the story and the plot, they're fucking liars. I can already tell you that right now. Originating in Japan, gacha gaming evolved from physical gachapon capsule toy vending machines into a multi-billion-dollar digital empire. The turning point occurred in the early 2010s with the rise of smartphones and Japanese mobile hits like Dragon Collection and Puzzle and Dragons, which popularized the free-to-play model. However, that was not the case at all. On the surface, they offer sprawling fantasy worlds, intricate storylines, and deep tactical combat. But beneath the gorgeous art style and sweeping orchestral soundtracks lies a core mechanic fueled by risk, reward, and anticipation. In a gacha game, you don't just buy the characters you want, you roll for them. You actually spend money. You spend in-game currency or very real money for a randomized chance to pull a legendary hero, a game-changing weapon, or a rare cosmetic. It's a digital thrill ride where a single lucky trap can bring absolute euphoria, and a bad streak can leave you empty-handed. Despite early legal hurdles such as Japan banning the predatory complete gacha mechanic in 2012, the genre achieved massive global dominance over the following decade. Driven by the unprecedented narrative depths of games like Fate Grand Order and the high-production open-world mechanics of Genshin Impact, gacha transformed from a niche mobile trend into a mainstream psychological phenomenon that permanently altered video game monetization worldwide. Now, I have played some of these games in the past. I wouldn't say I was an addict or anything. I didn't, spend most of my time here. But I played a bunch of them. I thought they were kind of fun. And let me just tell you, I was actually pretty lucky. I did some pretty cool stuff on Genshin and Honkai Star Rail. I even made some videos about it when I was first starting out this channel. I've, since stopped that. I've seen the error of my ways. I've stopped playing gacha games pretty much altogether. Yeah, and I've also played some of the new ones. I did play Neverness Taverness on stream too. That was the game where everyone was going over that stupid AI controversy with the weathering with you thing. It was just complete chaos. I thought the game was alright. It was fine for the most part. I just stopped playing it right then and there just because I got super bored. I thought the plot was okay. The gacha system really fucking confused me. I don't know what the fuck was going on or why they decided to do that dumbass style Board of Life thing. That was stupid. But it all just got really repetitive. I starting to notice that a lot of these gacha games have the very basic core mechanic at work here. They have like the interesting thing where you can pick your character, go through introduction that's super long, it's the tutorial stage, and then it's just a non-stop fucking grind session, and it is just so bad. And a lot of the times you get like the limited edition characters and then the weapons, which I thought was a stupid concept as well. I didn't want to pay for the character and try and get the weapon that was only useful to them. I thought that was really dumb. But some people do take things a little bit too far, and that goes into the first topic we're going over, and that's the Honkai Impact 3rd real-life assassination attempt. Already off to a good start there. A good old someone about to kill someone over an anime girl. That is a tale as old as time. I'm very happy to see that we're going off on a very positive note. Easily the darkest and most terrifying escalation in gacha history occurred in April 2021, well, not too long ago. In Honkai Impact 3rd, developer MiHoYo released a special bunny girl dance video, the event exclusive to the global server to celebrate its anniversary. A faction of Chinese players felt deeply insulted that the characters, whom they viewed with high reverence, were being cheapened for the Western audience in outfits not available on the Chinese server. I can kind of get that. You spend so much money in like the place where this game originally started from, and you're just making exclusives for people who are just getting now into it. That does feel kind of cheap. I do kind of see that. But man, I gotta say, do not mess with anyone's like waifus over there when it comes to gacha gambling. And there's just so much shit over there. They will like dedicate whole fucking shrines. I've seen like a shit ton of them where they have a single character just uploaded on a fucking wall. They have all these buns and stuff. I always wanted to see what would happen if like they got a new character and like they just decided that they wanted to make a whole shrine about that, and you just see like their room filled with everything. You just kind of see them like anticipating stuff, and you just see them like, shit. It would be so funny. I really want to see what people go through when it comes to that kind of deal, the whole psychological trauma when it comes to building a character shrine, because there are some pretty nasty fucking shrines, and we'll get into that later on, but it's stuff like that that makes me feel like they put a lot of love into these characters, that they really, really want to get all these exclusive for them because, you know, it's your favorite character. I get it. You want to see them in some nice skimpy outfits. Maybe you want to see them in that bunny girl outfit, you want to see them in the maids, you want to see them in a swimsuit, I don't know. The backlash was so intense that an armed man bypassed security and sneaked into the MiHoYo headquarters in Shanghai with a knife, intending to assassinate the company's founder before being caught by police. Well, he got, you know, pretty far. He was able to get through security pretty quick. I just really want to see the psychology behind that guy. Imagine throwing your life away, going up to some company CEO who is just like the god of gacha, essentially. He's, you know, sitting on top of his, you know, throne, crown, anime girls in one side of each of him, and he's just like, I own your fate, I know where your money goes. And you just see one dude just like, give me the fucking bunny girls, you son of a bitch, like with the fucking knife. There are some crazy people there. I do wonder how much that guy spent on the account too. There's gonna be more than one instance of Hoyo games here, just because they are just like dominating the entire scene right now with how much shit they put out almost yearly with all these new games that they have. But there are some good gacha games too that I think have some great characters too. I know everyone was going on about Uma Musume. I played that for a while. I've seen that. I think everyone also got pretty teed off by some characters dressed up like in wedding outfits too. I don't get the appeal behind it. I don't get why people were getting so peeved about it. I never understood that situation where people just get so mad over the simplest fucking things. Like, it's a fake fucking character. It's a drawing. Who cares what they're wearing? Who cares, like, whatever. There's like sometimes some people get exclusives and everything, and it's just so dumb. Like, people just think like I gotta defend this character because if I don't, nobody will. And people do spend an insane amount of money on this kind of thing, especially for specific characters, which kind of does segue into the next thing, where a streamer pretty much spent over $6,000 in one night for a single character on Grand Blue Fantasy. Another game I've not played, but it was an older one. It wasn't really as popular as some of the older ones like that would come out recently, but nonetheless, it's still a shit ton of money. I barely even make $6,000 like every 3 months, and this guy just absolutely fucking takes out like months of rent just to get her on his account. In 2016, a Japanese streamer named Tace wanted to pull a highly anticipated character named Anchira in Grand Blue Fantasy. Believing the rate up banner meant she would drop easily, he streamed his rolling session live. It took him 2,274 pulls and a staggering $6,065 in a single night before she finally appeared. The stream went viral and caused such a massive public outcry over predatory hidden rates that the Japanese government stepped in. The single extreme knife forced the entire gacha industry to implement pity systems, where you are guaranteed a character after a certain number of rolls and strictly display exact drop percentages. I thought that was a good thing. I can see why this could be such a horrible thing to, you know, invest in. Just putting so much money in a freaking character. That just seems awful. Like, I don't know why the guy did not stop. The banner would go on for like maybe 2 weeks. Maybe a few more days than that, and he could have just like, you know, do a few here and there and just started, you know, going for that. But you know what? It's probably the pull. It was the thrill of being like, get this fucking character, next. It's like going to an actual casino. It's so weird. I've never been gambling myself. I've never been to a casino, but it just looks so horrifying to see someone just staring at a screen, hoping to get a PNG of a character. And I am not that person anymore. I've learned my lesson. I've learned that I should stop doing that, and you know what? It has become the best thing that's ever happened to me. At least I've recovered from doing that and didn't, you know, grow into doing some other stupid lifestyle trend like the stupid dumpling blind box things. I thought that was so fucking. But pretty soon after that, all these different gacha games started implementing the pity system here. I think in Genshin and Honkai Star Rail, I think it was like a 90, you know, roll system where at 90 you're guaranteed a 5-star. You're still not guaranteed like the character you want unless you do like the 50-50 pull, where if you didn't get the one that you wanted that was on the banner, you get it the next 5-star you get. I thought that was kind of nice. I do kind of wish that the rates were at least higher. I don't know what it was, but for some reason, like for Genshin, I was kind of unlucky. When it came to Honkai Star Rail, however, I don't know what the hell happens, but I just get touched by the luck god and just start getting luck poured out to me like through every orifice in my skin. I can just do a single 10 pull right now and probably get that character that I see on the banner right now. In fact, you know, maybe I'll pull it up just to see how it works. Alright, I got Honkai Star Rail pulled up. You can see right here I got my nice Silver Wolf. I got that pretty much for free from the company. They gave that to me just because I'm so good at the fucking game. Anyway, we're going to be going for a few pulls here. I'm already almost at pity, but I think we should be good to go. I've never lost a pull in my life, so I think I should be okay. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into this. Oh, shit. Here we go. First one. Already. Let's see if we can do it. Oh my gosh, here she comes. Guys, leave a like if you think she's gonna come, alright? God, I can't, I don't know how I do it. I don't know how I do it. Jesus, man, like, if you like that, you be sure to like and subscribe. Hit that bell if you want to see more pulls like this. I don't know, Hoyo Games and me just have a very strange fucking chemistry. I can get really lucky or I don't. I've been through the best and I've been through the worst. That's basically how it is. And there was probably no worse time when it came to stuff like Genshin, when it came to the Google Play review bombing massacre. In September 2021, anticipation for Genshin's first anniversary was sky high. Players expected massive in-game celebrations. Instead, Hoyoverse offered minimal rewards, roughly 10 pulls and some standard items, which the community viewed as a massive slap in the face. The player base retaliated with an unprecedented internet-wide tantrum. Millions of players flooded the Google Play Store, tanking Genshin's rating from a 4.5 down to a 1.9 in a matter of hours. But they didn't stop there. In a blind rage, players began review bombing completely unrelated apps. They tanked Honkai Impact 3rd, Arknights, Clash of Clans, and even Google Classroom and Spotify out of pure spite. That just seems a bit extra. I don't know what Spotify did to deserve that kind of horrid thing. Maybe it was just because they had the music there, but I don't even know what Google Classroom was used for. I've only used Google Classroom once when I was in high school, and that app already fucking sucks. I hated that shit. Maybe that one deserved to be a review bomb now that I think about it, but they were like on an expedition. It was just bomb after bomb, and I do remember this event clearly in my head. I think I remember what some of the rewards were. I think it was the 10 pull, I'm pretty sure. And like you get some free to play items, you get certain things. I don't really remember it very well. I think the backlash got so bad that they had to make a statement about it and bring in something like you get a free 5-star character, or I think that was maybe later. I don't remember the whole details. It was so long ago that I just do not remember it in my own memory banks. But it was a pretty fucking weird thing going on with the internet. And that's just usually Genshin fans altogether. I do not get Genshin fans at all, especially like Honkai Star Rail fans, just Hoyoverse fans in general. They are some of the most unhinged motherfuckers I have seen in a while when it comes to internet fan bases. I would think they're on par with the whole My Hero fan base when it comes to the shipping thing, and they try and put like their own headcanons into like the real life stuff. There was one message that I saw that was very, very related to the whole situation when it comes to Genshin fans. It was like some weird erotic yaoi fan fiction that I read it, and it was so fucking funny. I could not hold myself in. It was like reading one of those young adults like hockey erotica books or something, the ones that have like 180 fucking pages of just dudes and chicks, you know, having threesomes together, touching butts and fucking. In fact, I'll pull it up so you can all hear what I had to go through. Sino can shove his thick, long, creamy, juicy, large in my throat, thrust until it's raw in the back of my throat, force me to swallow his salty secretions, me until dawn and longer, literally destroy me with his long schlong. That is a great line right there. I love long schlong. It's such a good one. Pin me to a wall and destroy my insides. And I mean absolutely destroy. Turn me into a slosh pit, a fucking fountain, rearrange my organs for the love of all archons. And then, out of the blue, Hazo can arrive and say, hey, you know what? I can take a break from finding who stole that last cookie from the cookie jar. I need some relief. Hey, Sino, can I help you absolutely fuck up this suspect? Sure. After the sure, That's awesome. After the lovely response from Sino, it's double fuck time. Hazo's 23-inch can be showed all the way down my throat, all while Sino is absolutely destroying me. All will be well because it's hot men. The two after have fucked me raw, can then switch off jobs. That is, until Kazuha shows up. Let's make it a legit harem, he'd say, as he enters the scene literally high as fuck on his leaf drugs of whatever you prefer. Kazuha can literally find any other way to destroy me and can proceed to for an eternity. In the end, it's Sino, Alhaitham, Kazuha, Hazo, Ayata. I don't even know where these other two fucking dudes came from. His water clone, all alternating in ways in which they can destroy me. Venti is singing some hot as fuck song as this proceeds, and Zhao is just staring from a distance because people. He can fuck me on his own time though, so it's fine, so can Venti. After it all, I better get destroyed by these men for eternity. If I don't see them at the gates of hell waiting for me when I die, I'll rather be upset. Now, obviously, I have to, beep some of that out. I'll put like some nice visuals there so you can kind of see what's going on through my brain whenever I'm reading this kind of thing. But it is great. Long Schlong, the Sure, that was hilarious as hell. I don't know, man. Genshin fans, I will never understand them till the day I die. Just the fandom in general. The game is fine. I played it a lot. I got through it pretty far. I don't think I've played some of the more recent updates. I beat Natlan. That was where I ended it, and I stopped playing. I'm pretty sure there's a ton of more updates going on here. There's like going to the end game stuff, which thank God. That was like a 7-year plan going on strong, and we're finally getting to the end of that. Maybe I'll play it again on stream. Who knows? Let's take a break from Genshin here. I think I've had enough of that. I've seen just too much of the fandom in general now that I've had my fill. And now we can segue into the last topic, going into the whole Fate franchise. Probably one of the most insane franchises of all time in the whole gacha sphere. And that's the time a player spent over $70,000 on Fate Grand Order. That is a shit ton of money. When it comes to spending, few games see dedication quite like Fate Grand Order, or FGO. A Japanese player known as Daigo became legendary in the community after revealing he had spent over $70,000 on the game. What made it extreme wasn't just the final number, but how he got there. Daigo blew through his personal savings and actually took out multiple bank loans just to max out the stats of his favorite anime characters. In interviews, he casually remarked that while some people buy sports cars or travel, he chose to invest his life savings into digital sprites. You know what? I appreciate the passion. That guy said I'd rather, get digital sprites of Astolfo's little bussy rather than traveling the world where all these characters came from. That is some pretty good stuff there. I actually did know a Fate Grand Order player. He was like super fucking invested. He was a real life fucking gambler. I do think he was, because he would just play that shit nonstop. He'd spend so much money. I think he'd spend most of his time like working and then paying off stuff to just spend more money on that game, because he spent so much money. I think he was a nurse at the time too, or like practicing the B1. I think that was his deal. I don't know where he ended up now, but last time I heard he was being like a real creep. I don't know like what he did, but I'm not going to go into that. FGO fans also have a weird habit I've noticed, and this isn't just limited to FGO or something. I've said this earlier, but now it gets into the weird thing where some people are also doing real life blood sacrifices and occult shrines for these characters in order to increase their chances of getting pulls for them. Because FGO characters are based on historical and mythological figures like King Arthur, Gilgamesh, or Joan of Arc, a bizarre and extreme subculture emerged around pulling for them. Summoning shrines. While many fans build harmless visual setups with merchandise, some extremists took the summoning ritual concept literally. Over the years, players have documented themselves going to the extreme lengths to get a catalyst for their virtual characters. Some of these rituals would be traveling hundreds of miles to real-world historical graves or temples just to press the summon button over physical burial sites of the hero, buying incredibly expensive, genuine ancient artifacts like Roman coins or medieval swords to place next to their phones. In the most unsettling cases, players have posted photos online of wiping their own blood onto the phone screens as a literal blood sacrifice to match the lore of the game's summoning system. Really just like cutting your hand and just like getting Satan to come back and he's like, hey, can I get this right here for my account? And Satan's just like, yeah, sure. It's so weird. It's so funny. Like, don't ever do that. I don't know why people like go through all those extra things just to kind of feel like they're getting extra lucky with it. I don't think that matters. The rates are still gonna be the same no matter what you do. I've yet to see the one where someone's just, nutting to the same character multiple times just right before they pull, like on a 10 pull. It's like 10 pull. And then you just get the character that you didn't want to pull for. That would be hilarious, and then you just like the post-net clarity sets in and you're just suppressed the rest of your time. It's like, well, I guess I'll just play with this new character. I haven't gotten this one yet. It's so weird. I will never ever get it. But hey, if you want to go travel the world to do that stuff, more power to ya. Maybe you just don't do that stuff with the blood. That's something I think you should really consult a therapist on if you're going to be doing that. At the end of the day, gacha games are psychological masterpieces. They combine the thrills of gambling with deep emotional storytelling and character design that make you feel like these digital characters are your friends, your comrades, or your achievements. But as the community has proven time and time again, when you mix deep emotional attachment with a casino mechanic, the real world gets wild very, very fast. I can't tell which is worse, the people who play this thing or the people who run the companies. I think they're all like a equally evil, toxic kind of thing that I've seen time and time again. I know there are some fan bases that are, really chill. There are some that are just really, happy-go-lucky. They love seeing new characters or new people who are, getting into the fandom altogether. Some people, oof. It's something that I think will never change. There's going to be a lot more gacha games in the future. A lot of them are going to be copying these big ones like Genshin, which is, basically a copy of Breath of the Wild that I know a lot of people were talking about. But hey, if you like the game, you like the game. I know I did. I'm, recovering mentally from it, and I'm starting to, enjoy my collection of games again, starting playing random stuff here and there. If you want to see me play the game, then maybe let me know. I'll do that on stream here, soon. I'm not sponsored or anything. I probably never will after this video gets out. But more power to you if you enjoy the game for fun and you just love playing these games just because of the story. Or if you like anime titties. That's fine too. Anyway, that's pretty much it from me. Let me know what y'all think. If you want to see me do other topics here and there, let me know. I have some more things I'll be working on here in the future. This is just like the first big edit thing that I'm working on compared to like what's going to be coming up here pretty soon. So yeah, other than that, thanks for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. Let me know what y'all think, and I'll talk to y'all later. See ya.
I knew you would come.